lot of people know, if you know me or if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a huge Batman fan. I mean, come on, look behind me. And Michael Keaton on the all-time list of great Batman actors, he's my number one. There's a scene in the first Batman in 1989 where he had a confrontation with the Joker, and this line has become famous.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
If you have any mail, whether it's a parcel or anything coming from China, be prepared. You might not get it. Hong Kong Post, Hong Kong's government Department of Postal Services, announced Wednesday they will not collect any so-called tariffs on behalf of the U.S. and will suspend the acceptance of postal items containing goods destined to the U.S. In a statement, Hong Kong Post said it will be suspending mail service by sea and air mail postal service for mail containing goods to the U.S. starting April 27th, saying the reason is bullying U.S. tariffs. For sending items to the U.S., the public in Hong Kong should be prepared to pay exorbitant and unreasonable fees due to the U.S.'s unreasonable and bullying acts. The last statement was other documents. So if you got like letters and documents and papers or whatever, those won't be affected. But if you got anything that's dealing with any kind of items, those are going to get affected by tariffs and not being mailed out. And there's a reason that they're doing it like this. The reason they're being petty is not about tariffs. They said it in the statement that you're going to see in a minute. These people are trying to equate the tariff war with their very survival. The caption reads, "The U.S. isn't after our tariffs, it is after our very survival. Anyone that tries to bring us back to poverty and weakness is our enemy." I'm not going to give you a very long, detailed history, although it's killing me. I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it. All I'm going to do is say, if you remember how, for lack of a better word, and forgive me, people, but remember how the Europeans, white people, started to carve up Africa, and people like Cecil Rhodes, who founded the Rhodes Scholarship and was also a founder of Rhodesia, which became Zimbabwe and Zambia. He was also like a prime minister or something down there in South Africa. You can look him up. But he's also pictured here straddling the continent of Africa. He was a mining magnate that came into political power down in Africa. Well, Africa wasn't the only place that the white man tried to colonize and take over. They also tried to do it to China and Japan. In China, they also, the British, the France, Spain, whatever, they tried to carve up China. And China went through what they called 100 years of humiliation. Okay, if you see where it started with the first Opium War, let me get into that real quick. I'm sorry, I got to be a nerd. I'm sorry. The first Opium War. So European nations, most in particular, Great Britain, they were drug addicts, and it started with tobacco. We all know how the colonies first started with tobacco until King Cotton became the king crop in the colonies. Well, again, at first it was tobacco. Then after a while, it became opium. And the Europeans wanted that opium. And they saw China had a lot of opium. And you can read into it, but the first Opium War, that started the 100 years of humiliation. And also look into China going to Afghanistan because they got poppy fields and opium also. And the Russians tried to get in there in the 1970s. That started Afghanistan and Osama bin Laden and all that good stuff. All this got to do with drugs, opium, poppy fields, things like that. It's amazing. I love history. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But after that, China didn't get their main power. If you go back and read the caption that I had, China didn't get their real main central focus and power until after World War II, probably around 1945 to 1949, when they started to become the Republic of China and really started to exert themselves and saying, hey, we're a global power too, and we need to be respected. Not only that, but they had a lot of resources. I mean, you talk about the Silk Road and Marco Polo and the Qing dynasty and all this other stuff. China was a good powerhouse when it came to minerals and production, and it's been going on like this for years. And China said, no, we got the resources, we got the know-how, we got the means and the capability. We're going to be a superpower too. And I'm going to hit you with something else too. China didn't steal our jobs. The businesses gave them the jobs. We used to be a manufacturing powerhouse, but then we said, hey, we can get cheaper labor over there and sell it back to us. So don't fault the Chinese for being a manufacturing powerhouse. Fault Apple, fault Deere, fought GM, Ford, whatever, Apple, whatever product is made in China, fight that CEO that decided to send production over to China and sell back to the United States cheaper. That's why we are a consumer nation now. It has nothing to do with China. They just capitalized on what we wanted to do as far as capitalism. Moving on. And they don't want to go back to that. And now you got Trump saying, hey, we're going to do whatever we want to you. And you got J.D. Couch calling those people peasants. They're not going to fall for this. So what are they going to do? These people are trying to say, you are trying to send us back. You are trying to send us back to where we came from. And I'd be goddamn if I go back there. This is not about money. This is not about tariffs. This is about our very existence. This is about our very lives. These people are going to fight this war, this trade war, to the literal and figurative death because they don't want to be subjugated again. They don't want to go back. This is bigger than money. And guess what, MAGA? The stock market dropped again 700 points today. This is not over. Trump has won nothing. Come on, MAGA. I got to hear it. What do you think?